there comes a point where you might as well give it to an expert that does this every day for a living to get you most amount of results. And you have also peace of mind to run your business, and you get, for the same money that you were spending, you're getting more results.
Welcome to the My Future Business Show, where we get you in front of your best audience and keep you there. Not only are we interviewing the biggest names in business to help you become even more successful, we're inviting you to book your spot on the show to help you grow your business. So at the end of the call, make sure you fill in the interview application form at myfuturebusiness.com/interviews. Hi, and welcome back to the My Future Business Show. My name is Rick Nusky. I'm your host, and on today's show, I have somebody very special lined up for you. We're going to be talking about a whole range of different topics, and with that being said, I'm on the line with Armin Ananian. Welcome to the show, Armin.
Thank you for having me, Rick.
It's absolutely my pleasure. Now, Armin is the founder of Arev Media, which are an innovative and professional online advertising agency. And on today's call, we're going to be covering a range of different topics, including marketing, online advertising strategies, and how you can dominate the market and grow your business with online ads. Now, before we do any of that, Armin, what I like to do is spend some time learning about you, the individual. So a good place to start with that is asking you, where are you located in this big, wide, wonderful world of ours?
Absolutely. Right now, I'm in 100 kilometers outside of Barcelona, Spain.
Fantastic. Now, what would be a local landmark that people might know?
You know what? I recently moved from Madrid, and I'm a very Madrid person. The capital and Gran Via and all these places. Barcelona's, actually, I just remembered, is the Sagrada Familia. It's like this amazing building that everyone wanting to go to Barcelona wants to see.
They want to congregate around it. Now, that's a location with lots of sporting fans. Do you follow sports, or do you get involved with sports in any way?
Good question. I would say if chess is some sort of sport. Some people consider it a sport, some don't.
Magnus, what's his name? Magnus
Carlsen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's amazing, isn't he?
Yeah, I met him when I was like 12 or 13, something like that. He came to Madrid. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And you're talking about rubbing shoulders. We're going to be talking about who else you've rubbed shoulders with in your illustrious career, but we'll pivot to that in a little while. Now, do you have much downtime? And if you do you like to watch movies? What's your thing when you're relaxing?
I would say two things, mainly, I'm I would say retro games fan, because of like the Game Boy and all that stuff I grew up playing. So
love it.
So that's what I do. I try to play with my little sisters, so that would be my downtime hobby.
Well, that's excellent. Now, knowing that you are very busy, how important is downtime for you?
I think, I'm in a phase where it's, I try to get in downtime, but at the same time, sometimes it's not a priority, so it's there. But I try to make it free from Wi-Fi. If you're playing a retro game, it's still you alone, right? There is no competitors and stuff like that, like other online games. So you're a little bit like focused, and you can disconnect a little bit. So that's my theory on it. I
love it. Now, I love this phase of the call because I get to learn a bit more about you, and one of the things that I like to do is unwrap time, go into somewhat of a time machine, and ask you about childhood memories. Do you remember growing up, and what was one of the most fondest memories that you had as a child growing up?
I'm loving the questions. I would say probably with my grandpa in a park, super random. I was playing in the dirt, and then I suddenly started to find something was sticking out of the ground.
Oh yeah.
And me and my grandpa started putting water and trying to uncover it. We found a piece of quartz.
Oh wow.
In the ground. So that was that was crazy. That was totally threw me off. It was a beautiful thing, and
Yeah.
That's one of them.
You oftentimes when I ask these questions, we often look at our grandparents and those around us as we're growing up. Who do you think influenced you as you grew up into your teen and young adult years the most, do you think?
I think, being here, my immediate family here in Spain, my immediate family is the answer. My father, my mother, I'm the oldest of four siblings. So, I pretty much, my father and my mother, and what they did daily,
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when you started RF Media, there was obviously a spark of entrepreneurialism. The My Future Business show, Armin, is packed with people who are startup entrepreneurs, small to medium-sized business owners, and those who are looking to get into business. What was the first entrepreneurial experience that you had, and when did you realize that this was for you? This was going to be something you were going to do?
I think the first, I would have to really think about this, Rick, about what is the first, but one of the first I remember was writing an ad with my friends, like an ad on a piece of paper saying we buy, sell, and repair bicycles.
Oh, wow.
So that was, that we were like, 14, 15, 16, something like that,
Yep.
That was one of the things I remember. Yeah.
Now, I remember there's an actual marketing tactic, if you like, where you need to make it look like a newspaper article. So writing it down on a piece of paper was probably the right way to go first off, wasn't it?
Well, we got a call. We got calls. We ended up doing business. So I guess so. But not that sophisticated.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be. And this is, I think, a really good segue into RF Media. Can we start by finding out where did the name RF Media come from?
Great question. So in Spain, there is this big insurance company called Ocaso.
Right.
Ocaso Seguros, and it's their ads as a kid. Really, their ads were all about the sun, and the sun being omnipotent, omnipresent.
Yep.
And they compared the sun to tranquility and peacefulness, and it was an insurance company, right? So same for me. Arev means sun in Armenian. So. Same for me, I want my clients to be seen everywhere, to have a strong presence everywhere, and keep dominating and being relevant for a long time.
That's a great reason, and having that insight is very useful for those who are in that process of not being sure how to position their business, choose names for the business, because it actually is quite important, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Why did it start? A lot of times the name and the reason why are a big selling point for people to join to work with you, basically.
Now I know that your services are quite extensive. I'm wondering if we can just, I guess, unwrap that a little bit. Could you share with the My Future Business audience what it is that RF Media provides?
Yeah, mainly it's Facebook advertising. So we help companies that want to grow their businesses with online advertising, and we develop the strategies, we run the ads, we bring returns to their companies.
Now, there's some things that I've read through all of the different spaces that I've found you online, and one of the things that really stuck out for me is that it's one thing to set up an advert, but you actually are actively engaged in monitoring and improving campaigns as they are live. This is quite different than a lot of agencies out there. Could you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. If you think about it, setting up a campaign and not doing anything with it, it's a pretty good business model, right? until it doesn't work.
Imagine that.
So just because we want our clients to tell other clients like it's happening right now, you gotta make sure that they get the best amount of results, and we monitor the ads daily, and it's a way for us to have the ear close to the ground with things that are happening.
And this is the thing. I see a lot of people make the fatal mistake, the financially fatal mistake of trying to learn it and run a business at the same time. What do you say to people that are trying to do that who have had no experience with this?
Yeah, I would say, some of the best clients start that way and, they get decent amount of results. But, again, we have clients with 30, $40 million businesses. And, there comes a point where, you might as well give it to an expert that does this every day for a living to get you most amount of results. And you have also peace of mind to run your business, and you get, for the same money that you were spending, you're getting more results.
See, there seems to be this, cohort of individuals who run businesses who think organic content strategies are the way to go. But I'd prefer to get quick fire wins and invest a bit of money. Would that be a sound thing to do nowadays, or is there still a place in the world for organic growth?
Yeah, so, absolutely, I would say depending on your business, organic could work. And of course, the guy who does paid is going to support paid. The guy who does organic is going to support organic. In my case, it's just, as you said, Rick, a lot of times, this is what I said in other venues, your time is worth more than the time you're going to pour into organic. So let's say you go ahead and post on social media. How much are you going to spend? 30 to 1 hour posting that, and then every day you're going to do that. So every day for 1 hour, that's 30 hours, 30 hours a month, right? Let's say, versus spending $300, $300 a month, which is not a lot, but it's way more powerful. On that same medium on Instagram, right? Because Instagram is cutting down organic, but it's not cutting, but they wants you to spend. So those $300 could go way longer and do more of an impact than your 30 hours that you put in that month on organic.
Now, there seems to be a lot of changes through algorithmic changes. How do you keep up with these things? Do you have to, as an agency, be monitoring the changes all the time and responding? Thankfully, Facebook makes it easier for you, sends some email, for example, for agencies, they send emails, update emails. They notify you of upcoming changes. For example, one big thing happening right now, or, right now is the iOS 14 update with the devices and advertisers, and I gotta get prepared. So it's not about it's okay. We can handle it. Yeah. And it's one of those things which gives more weight to coming to somebody like you, a professional who does this day in, day out, instead of worrying about it as a small to medium sized business and thinking, am I going to keep up or am I falling behind? So thank you very much for sharing that, Armin. Now, in terms of Instagram versus Facebook, are there fundamental differences in the way that you should be advertising? Because I see so many people doing it not so great.
I would say the audience is different. You're usually, and I'm saying usually because this changes a lot. There are exceptions everywhere, but usually Instagram is a younger audience. There are young people that don't like Facebook, period. But at the same time, the cool thing about the Facebook ecosystem, which encompasses Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and audience networks, is that you can pretty much feed the algorithm an ad and an offer, and it target all these devices, and Facebook will find the best device, the best placement for your ad, by itself, without you having to adapt per se.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a lot of time for video. I love video format, and I look at that in terms of advertising. Is that more powerful nowadays when compared to just fancy graphics?
The answer is both work, and just depends on your industry. You have to test. The answer is you got to test it. And it's a boring answer, but it's the truth, because you might have a for example, I got into a subscription from Facebook ads, and it was an image saying, I replaced my assistant, my 55K a year assistant, with this app. So imagine just reading that, how powerful is that? It's short, straight to the point. Versus, versus a video, but at the same time, what we do with video is create warm audiences and build the brand of a client. So that's also super, super important.
Yeah, thank you again for sharing, Armin. Now, I'd like to talk about technology more in a moment as it relates to online marketing, but I want to talk about those around you who have really influenced your thoughts around marketing strategies, particularly paid marketing. Who sticks out for you?
A lot of it comes from a good friend and mentor, Hernan Vasquez. He was the right hand of Frank Kern for a long time.
Yes.
And he ran all the ads. He was the guy in the trenches. So a lot of it comes from him. And then of course Frank Kern's teachings about marketing. Is where I primarily, took my knowledge from. Yeah.
Your knowledge, absolutely. Thanks again. Now, I look at technology. There are so many different organizations out there, SaaS organizations, who are offering online platforms where you can connect your Google Ads Manager, your Facebook Ads Manager, and any other ads manager, your Bing Places, and the rest of it. What do you think of those platforms? Are they useful, or are they just unnecessary?
Great question. In my opinion, and I've tried, for example, I haven't tried a lot, but the ones that I've tried, it's usually, they are never able to replicate the level of complexity that the initial, that, for example, the Facebook or the Google platform had. So they're pretty much simplifying, in my opinion, they're simplifying the interface for you to get going. And there might be some advanced ones that also create some extra things, but the ones that I've tried, they simplify, and when you simplify, you're not getting as much results as you could. The
granular information that you really, really need. And in terms of running a campaign, what types of businesses can benefit from doing paid marketing, particularly with Facebook? Everyone?
We have all kinds of clients. We have info products, we have e-commerce, we have B2B, B2C. So I think I cover pretty much everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
From what we have as clients, so, and even if you don't think, it's going to work, I was in another podcast, and if you don't think it's going to work and people in your industry are not doing it, at least try it, because that means that if it works for you, then you are basically on a monopoly. Basically, you're the only one in your and in your industry doing the Facebook ads. Well, that's a huge advantage, because
absolutely.
People are there are billions of people in the Facebook, Instagram ecosystem, so you cannot ignore that, regardless of what industry you're at.
So when people are going left, you go right, and you'll never know what can happen. Now, you talked about $300 being, I guess, a start point. What sort of money should somebody be putting aside for this? Is it a $50 a day ad spend? What would you suggest for, say, a small business between 1 and 10 employees?
Yeah, so $300 was more of a comparison, between your effort and what you just get more with 300 than with your 1 hour a day. But for a 50, for a business 1 to 10 employees, they can do at least $30 a day. That's $900 a month.
Yep.
That's the minimum, to get the ball rolling, to get some leads, maybe that if that's what you want, to get some purchases, see where you're getting the purchases from. And then, if you're on the more employee side of things, it might start to make sense to go to $50 to $100 a day. which, you're getting more data for the same amount of money.
So with your services, Armin, do you take it one step further? Because it's a great thing to be able to attract targeted leads, but are you offering services that help people convert those leads into bookings, customers, and the next few steps down the process?
Absolutely. So that's a great question, and that's it's easy. It's easy to fall as an advertiser. It's easy to fall into the thinking of, okay, I'm providing leads and that's it.
Yeah.
It's up to the client to close them and stuff like that. But if you help in the rest of the process or guide them or put some effort, your work is going to be more valuable to the client. So that's what we're doing for a client right now. They are converting at around 5% the leads that we're generating, and they're still making great amount of money. But
good news,
they don't have an email follow-up sequence. They don't have an email follow-up sequence. So we built that for them last week, a 7-day email sequence, and that plus some extra effort that they're gonna make sure to implement, like calling people, that should really increase it. And that small change, if we move it from 5% to 10%, that's pretty much doubling the output, the result, So it's a huge thing that, yep. Yes, we do get involved in.
Absolutely. Thank you again for sharing, because it's not a matter of having that one touch point, is it? There needs to be a handful of touch points at least before you can hope to improve your performance. Now, in terms of the pandemic, is that affecting the way that you're doing business at the moment?
Good question. We used to work with local businesses, mm-hmm. And of course, when the pandemic hit, some local businesses couldn't open, so we had to move to nationwide businesses. We could start serving nationwide businesses and online businesses, Yeah. So it was just a switch, and thankfully it wasn't a big hit or anything like that, and we were able to keep helping people and keep surviving.
Yeah, that's good news, because we're getting bounced around like a proverbial ball globally at the moment, and people are pivoting. They're doing new things, thinking new ways, and I'm pretty excited about it, because you've seen some people break through and continue forward. So again, thank you for sharing. Now, I'm a big fan of technology. I love to watch this space. What is your view on AI, and how do you think it's going to affect marketing in the future?
Yeah, I like this question. I think that if you see, I've had the luck to know some data scientist professors, and a lot of times what they tell they tell people, mm-hmm. is one interesting thing which I happen to agree with, which is, okay, you can have this machine learning, this AI, this big data processes going, and the algorithms are going to get improving, yep. getting improved.
Yep.
But you still need a human, to understand, interpret the data, and to guide the machine, to where you want it. So I see this, as improvement, right? But then also, a human element have to be there, machine and human, to make mm-hmm. the best amount of results.
So we'll never be completely separate. There'll always be that human element.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, I've spent a lot of time working through your bio and your website, and one of the things I'd love to talk about in some depth is the importance of brand identity. Could you talk to me about that?
This is, something that I haven't been an expert at, you could say generally, but, the more time has passed, the more I've learned about it, because you see some brands, surviving the test of time,
yeah.
being trusted by lots of clients forever, and then you'll see some brands that come and go, and nothing happens. My favorite brand that does, the favorite brand that I can talk about is First Farm, out there in the United States. They're a supplements company.
Yep.
And they stand for the little guy, that maybe is a little bit chubby and wants to improve, and they're inclusive and get them to to get fit, and support them, right?
Yep.
Versus everybody else is all about the gym people that are everywhere.
Yeah, very different. Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So going back to how can RF Media become that for people where we are a movement, and that assures that you stay for a long time.
I love that. You're a movement. That to me indicates that this is not just about a transaction. This is about forging a relationship with you. Do you have long-term clients in terms of the duration that you work with them? How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the agency formally started, in March, and the client that started with us is still with us, thankfully. So that's our goal. That's our goal, is to keep helping them grow, keep finding new revenue opportunities, keep finding new ways to get a lower cost per acquisition, and
Fantastic.
increase conversion rates.
Yeah, that's excellent. Now, I want to offer a piece of advice for anybody who is an inexperienced paid marketer. They've never done it before. When they come to you, what is the first bit of advice? What are the first questions that you ask them and share?
Yeah, I would ask them, what's the problem? Like the car mechanic, what's the problem? What's going on? Well, my ads are not being seen, or, we're not getting purchases, or, we're not getting enough reach. So, depending on what the issue they have, we have to analyze different points. Is it the ads? Is it the targeting? Is it the landing page? Is it the follow-up? And from there we go.
Yeah, that's great. And, you've simplified it. What is the problem? So many times I hear, a roundabout idea, this is what we might do, whereas you just go straight in and you get to the core of the question. So that's fantastic. Now, Armin, when people visit your website, what is the process? And do you work with everybody, or is there a selection process? Walk us through that.
Yeah, we have to talk to them, see if we're a good fit, because we want to work long term. So it's a matter of discussing with the business owner what they want, what they want to do. A lot of times one of the to be honest with you, Rick, one of the last calls I'm having is people are coming to me and they have a good store, an online store going, but what they need before advertising is a good follow-up sequence, email marketing,
yes,
and
like we touched on
optimization.
Yeah, and they don't have that.
So, yeah, and then so a lot of times, we have to see, we have to talk and see, what do you need right now? Maybe it's not us right now first, maybe something else, and then we can get started. We for another client, this person took. With the funnel guy, they took like 2 months or something like that to build the whole thing. But once they built it, first week we started running ads, they got purchases, and it was the pre-work to make sure that the success on advertising was possible.
That's exactly what we're after, isn't it? We want results. We're not here to, have fun. Well, I guess we are, but we want results as well. So
and fun as well. Absolutely. Yeah. Why not both?
Absolutely. Why not both? Now, in terms of the overall services that you provide on your in your business, are they expanding? What's the plans for your future? Can you talk to that a little bit?
Yes, we are putting together processes to make sure that we deliver success every time. So what is this process, that we move people through, and, what are the tools, for example, we are adding extra things that your average agency doesn't have, like, some extra tools that you could use, both in organic and in paid, both to generate, for example, specifically for some clients, for all clients, but some clients are now starting to get it done.
Yep.
we're helping them generate video testimonials. Video
Beautiful.
testimonials then are going to help us on ads, because if we show a video testimonial on an ad, it's more likely to convert, right? So we're doing different things than your average agency to provide a better service. Yeah, that's our goal.
I can be rest assured that there are some people on this call right now are wondering, well, okay, this is all fantastic, but how do I contact you to start working with you, and what is the process when they get there?
Absolutely. First of all, I want to give to your audience a free gift of an ebook where it's called "How to Get Exceptional Results with Your Online Advertising."
Fantastic.
And it goes through details, with things that we talked here, things that we haven't covered, or how can you improve your campaigns and overall results. And we'll drop the link somewhere. And then overall, to reach out, they can go to rfmedia.com and contact us from there.
That's great. Thank you so much. Now, if you've just heard that, there will be a free gift awaiting everybody who's on the call today with us. Be sure to pick that up no matter where you see this call. That link and links back to RF Media will be made available. And with all that being said, it's been such a wonderful treat spending some time with you on the My Future Business show today.
Same, Rick. Loved it.
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed the call, then make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, share us with your friends, and book your spot on the show at myfuturebusiness.com/interviews. And if you're looking for solutions that will help grow your business, then visit myfuturebusiness.com/shop.